Alright, hello, hello. We're taking our last look at Ishgard here before we head to a new expansion. Such a great city. And we're gonna take the route manually to Mordona. Alright, we are on our way to begin a new adventure. Just gotta pass through this shady cave right here. It's so shady even the music stops. I never even realized that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, once I walk through that door and accept that quest, I will officially be in Stormblood. Wait, how do I RP walk? Hey, Aiko. Good to see you. Toggle between run, walk. There we go. Oh yeah. Alright. Beyond the Great Wall, Alphino is a man with a great deal on his mind.
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
She zoomed down those steps like 2 steps at a time.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Yes, sir.
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Nice.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Yeah.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lys. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamigan opposition.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lys's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Alamigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Well, that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available?
Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well.
We're all going to
I have spent quite enough
Alamigo.
time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things. I trust you have no objections?
None, my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
As capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations.
New quest accept sound. I like that they have a different one for each expansion. Makes it feel really fresh and new. You remember Monago, don't you? The messenger who brought word of the Griffin's attack on Baelsar's wall. Well, she left not long ago, having made a full recovery. If you see her in Gyr Abania, be sure to send my love. So, it's finally happening. But don't tell anyone, but I'm feeling a little bit nervous. Only a bit, mind. I'll be fine once we get going. Hopefully.
Ready, my friend? Well then. Tataru, I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Oh, there's this guy. He's really cool already.
Mistress
Is he gonna join us?
You are bound for Girabania?
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamegan resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This...
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kosetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
Oh, so they're going to Doma.
I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. That all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate. Together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
It's Taro's little wave. A 1,000 malms apart, yet united in purpose. Let us both pray our endeavors meet with success. Shall we then? Wait. Not just yet. I knew I'd forgotten about something important. Lise, could you come with me? Me? What? Now? Alright, then. If you insist. Taro gonna make outfits for Lise. Oh yeah. Nice. Taro's the best, making outfits for everybody. Hehehe, what do you think? As you can see, I designed it to be light and loose, an outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lise. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, and I may have to stop introducing you as the Sign's receptionist and start referring to you as the preeminent seamstress. It's lovely, Tataru. Thank you. I feel like I could take on a legion. I'm glad you like it. And with that, I'll delay you no longer. Safe travels. Then onward to Girabania. Our first stop will be at Amerisa's Spire in the East Shroud. Wait, that was silent. Oh, was teleport silent. That was weird. I won't let you down, Papalymo. I promise. Papalymo had to know it would only be temporary. If Grandfather couldn't contain Bahamut with the power of 1,000 prayers, then what chance did his disciple stand, armed with only a broken staff? Was it always his plan to sacrifice his life to complete the ritual, to bring forth the arbiter of his vengeance, but not to remain to see the aftermath? Yeah, that is what it seemed like. Though it may not be apparent to the naked eye, the Aether here is in turmoil. Not since the calamity has this land been subjected to the forces of the magnitude unleashed by Shinryu and Omega. All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed into Girabania. Alright, we're ready. Ah, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. We were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? The fringes. Ooh. Oh, we get a map. That's really cool. Nice visualization of where we are.
I remember crossing the border, standing in Girabania once more. Me and my fellow Scions, the warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought.
That mountain in the background is really cool. This place looks huge. And it begins. It's been no easy task distributing provisions with so many soldiers. I shudder to think what would happen should our supply lines be cut off. There's barely enough to go around as it is. Well, if it isn't Captain Evergreen, what can I do for you? What do you do here? After securing the wall, a number of soldiers from the Alliance were posted here in the event of retaliation by the Imperials. Each of the nations, including Ishgard, has sent in troops to support our efforts here. As one might expect, military procedures and protocol differ from one army to the next, which has admittedly caused problems from time to time. Still, the Garleans have yet to prove a match for our combined forces. What kind of place is this? Castrum Oriens was originally built by the Garleans as a garrison for their troops to maintain Belsar's wall. When they first arrived, the people who once occupied the nearby hamlets were forced to flee, most seeking sanctuary in Gridania. Sadly, this isn't the first time these lands have borne witness to such bloodshed. Nearly 100 years ago, the king of Alamigo attempted to expand the nation's territory. His attempts to encroach on Gridanian land escalated into what came to be known as the Autumn War. In the end, with aid from Limsa, Ul'dah, and even Ishgard, Gridania dealt Alamigo a crushing defeat. It's hard to believe the Alliance now works to save Alamigo rather than fight against them, as they did so long ago. Interesting. So the Alliance and Alamigo have some interesting history. It will not be easy, but we must do all we can to reverse the damage done to the land here. What's behind here? Rocks. Oh yeah, we got attuned to the aetheryte. There's much to be learned from the Magitech weapons left by the Garleans along Belsar's wall. If all goes as planned, we will soon turn their own technology against them. I've been so anxious to do battle with the Garleans, I sometimes find myself tightly gripping the hilt of my blade without realizing it. Perhaps that is to blame for the blisters on my hand. We recently sized a suit of Magitech armor from Belsar's wall. Until we've completed its examination, civilians are not permitted inside, not even adventurers. I like this music. It's very calming. I'd be careful out there if I were you. There are beasts out there big enough to swallow a man whole. Well, a man at my size, at least. Quite an atmosphere, isn't there? Everybody seems to be on pins and needles, though one can hardly blame them, given the recent events. Yeah, and the music here does not reflect that at all. It's very calming. The Alliance has done well to repurpose those Imperial facilities for their own use so quickly. The General's in high spirits, don't you think? I know the feeling. See the colors of so many nations, Limsa, Gridania, Ul'dah, and now Ishgard. Well, nigh brings a tear to my eye. We have much to be proud of, Jaguar. So this is East End. Not too different from the rest of the Shroud, is it? The truth be told, I'm not sure why I thought it would be. Got a map here. Whole lot of nothing, aside from these pieces. This looks like deserts and mountains. Greetings, Scions. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, I welcome you to the Castrum Oriens. Thank you, General. We were relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempt to retake the Castrum since then? Wait, is Raubon the General here? Or did you just come here because we were here? None, save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols. We've had barely any contact with them, but we all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Belzar's wall weren't enough, Ilberd summoned a primal right on their doorstep. Garlemald does not like to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. 'Twas a declaration of war, even if it was not Ilberd's to make, and now we are bound by it, for weal or for woe. The Scions stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask for of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamigan people. It would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I swear. Then I'll leave you to it. Godspeed. Of all the Castra in the world, you walk into mine. Oh, Cid! Master Garland, what brings you here? A certain missing Allegan weapon in Draconic Primal. Omega and Shinryu, I think the Shinobi called it. Anyway, we've been studying their trail of destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which it has singularly failed to do. Then 'tis like Omega fell to Earth in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engaged the stasis systems. Assuming the command was received and executed successfully, the weapon will be of no use to them. Assuming. We should hurry up and find it, regardless. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If we want to press on into Guribania, we'll need their blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let's not waste any more time talking. Wait. Deltarune? That sounds like the I'm with you in the dark from Deltarune. I guess this came first, since it was 2017. That's strange. Keep to the north and cross upstream. The Black Bridge belongs to the Garleans, for now. The bridge over the Veladina River has always held great strategic importance, hence the Garleans' decision to transform it into a fortified installation. Needless to say, we will not be crossing there. If anyone can determine the fate of Shinryu and Omega, it's Master Garland. For now, let us remain focused on our current mission. Hey, Deny! Welcome. Stormblood. Yeah, it's Stormblood time. Were Omega not a threat to us all, its effectiveness in subduing draconic foes would seem almost admirable, but such weapons are doomed to be misused. Let us pray we never have need of its services again. I hope you're not thinking about running off to help Master Garland. It's not your duty to solve all of the world's problems, you know. Hey, I was thinking about it. Going and finding Omega sounds cool. Lys takes the lead. Lys is eager to leave Castrum Oriens. As you've probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. Their headquarters are located in a place called Rauger's Reach, in an old temple to the east of here, across the Veladina River. I learned route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me and we'll be there before you know it. Keep on your guard. There are many places to hide, affording the enemy ample opportunity to take you unawares. Oh, training dummies. Nice. Look at this guy. Big tree guy. Monster. At the risk of upsetting the cartographic fraternity, I can't help observing that East Ends depends entirely on one's perspective. I mean, people don't even think of it as Gridania anymore, do they? It's so quiet, almost as though the Imperials haven't been here for some time. On your guard, the Imperials know these lands better than we. They call it East End because it marks the end of the Black Shroud. Note the sparser vegetation. These red trees are pretty. Still with me? Good. From here, we'll head northeast towards the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. This crashed Garlean machine. Ishtola is right. We need to cross before the Imperials spot us. We should not linger out here in the open. Heh, see brother, nothing to worry about. Though no one would blame you for donning your buoyancy aids, just in case. At a glance, it certainly seems shallow enough. I don't see any soldiers. Good, let's cross. Wondering about the tower to the south. It's part of Castum Villadina. That's what the Imperials decided to call the old bridge after they fortified it. I call it a great big eyesore. Honestly, you can see that rotten banner from absolutely miles away. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in it, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. Big old gator. Doesn't seem to care about me. Man, this turned into a desert real fast. Oh hey, it's Aether Current. Been forever since I've had to collect these. Four to collect and 5 from quests. About the same as Heaven's Forge. Gonna go up on this rock thing. Oh, the wall looks cool at night with the red lights. Least did well. It is reassuring. And we didn't run afoul of even a single patrol. What a pleasant surprise. In that there were no surprises. So the reach lies beyond. But I do not see a path. Are we there yet? Yeah, the Fenrir is great. I discovered the gold saucer early on, and that was one of the first things I grinded for was that mount. So I ended up spending a really long time in the gold saucer just having fun doing the mini games. We're here. On the other side of this pass is Rauger's Reach. So you say, but all I see are rocks. I presume there is some sort of trick to this. Indeed, a glamour. Good eye, Y'shtola. Take it they have a talented mage in their ranks, or mayhap an artificer trained in the modification of glamour prisms. Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Garleans, so objects can be glamored. Oh, before we go in, I guess armor is objects. I don't know if Totaro told you, but my friend Nago, the messenger who came into the Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. So they know us, and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way. Don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. With a sprinkle of demasking dust, all is laid bare. Wait, what happened? This used to be a wall? All's clear, let's go, let's go.
I remember the old stories, how the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Rauger's Reach, a holy place, and a fitting home for the Resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo.
Oh, it's the statue from the trailer.
were waiting for us there. Men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost. For what could be ours again.
Nice. Pleasure to see you again, and Kral and Y'shtola, without whose help I might not be standing here today, at least not so soon. Oh, so you really came. I never thought I'd see you here, but I'm glad. I'm glad. It's good to see Nago up and moving again. I wasn't there when she headed home, so I naturally assumed she'd left too soon. Always overdoing it, that one. Fascinating. A massive, 9 imperceptible clamor encompassing the entire valley. I see now how the settlement was able to escape the watchful eyes of Imperial airships. Ordinarily, I'd shudder at the thought of armed rebels trampling in an ancient temple of immense historical importance, but Raugr is the breaker of worlds, so it seems rather appropriate, if anything. This temple was once home to the Fist of Raugr, as I recall. Yes, there's no mistaking that statue. It's hard to feel at ease with that giant statue looking down on you. You'll forgive our precautions, but we couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see you now for who you are, though. The scions of the 7th Dawn. The promise of a new beginning. Conrad knows the purpose of your visit, and would like to give you a proper welcome. Now, I know you would not have come all this way unless you had something important to discuss, and I'm eager to hear what it is you have to say. Let's not do this on our doorstep, eh? Come with me. Welcome to Raugr's Reach. I shall answer any questions you have to the best of my ability. I'm Hodin, a loyal member of the Resistance fighting against the Empire. It's a hard fight, but nothing compared to what my defenseless countrymen are currently dealing with. We shall not rest until the day we taste victory. Raugr's Reach is our base of operations. We're protected by the watchful guys of the Temple of the Fist. It was set ablaze long ago by the bad king Theodoric. The majority of the monks there were massacred. The ruins now serve as a place for refuge for those who need it. Oh, here's the Aetheryte. Whoa, this place is cool. Got cannons. Ours is a cause that knows no boundaries. Alamegan and Ananta, we are all welcome in our fight for freedom. Ananta? I don't think I've heard of those people before. We have planned operations here when we're not entertaining important guests like yourselves. When we first met back in the Shroud, I took you for just another adventurer. By Rauger, I still can't believe how far you've come. Oh, snake people. But is that the same race as...
More to Rauger's Reach, our humble headquarters.
Is that the same race as that one boss in Coils?
My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades. Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Ida, forgive me, Lys, and Papalymo at great risk to yourselves.
No, there's no need for that. They risked their necks for us enough times. 'Twas the least we could do.
I wanted to, I mean, about the mask and...
Oh, okay, it's not someone we're gonna meet soon. Nice.
Don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, John.
Papalymo laid down his life to save us, to give us a chance to make a better future for ourselves. There will never be a better time to drive the Garleans from our lands. But we have to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like Ilberd.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women who never came back. When Monago told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual, by Rolger it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. Best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
That is why we are here today, sir. To see that some good comes of this tragedy. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Alamegan resistance.
Do you now? Well, go on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that. So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones. My comrades and I must confer on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
I don't think I'm ever gonna not think of Deltarune when I hear that quest finished sound effect. The little jingle. Papalymo and I weren't entirely honest with you, that we were sheltered in Little Alamigo at first. We spent most of our time here, working with Conrad and his people, but he probably guessed that the moment I led you out to the Reach, didn't you? So they would have us wait. Very well. I can't imagine that they would refuse, but if they did... It's not as though we have to stand around in here indefinitely, do we? A haven for the bold. Alphino is pondering how best to make use of your leisure. So, it would seem we find ourselves with a surfeit of free time. Ah, forgive me. You're free to look around Rauger's Reach. In fact, I would encourage you to do so. It'll give you a better grasp of our current circumstances. Thank you, Master Kemp. I believe we will do just that. Let us make the most of this opportunity and assess the Resistance's capabilities. Free to poke our noses wheresoever we will, eh? I like the sound of that. Yeah, I do too. Let's go talk to random people. Well, I already know this place inside out. I can show you around if you like, Jaguar. Sure. Great, let's get started. I'll bet you think the Resistance is mostly made up of Almegan Highlanders like me, but the truth is that we don't even account for half. We've got Hell's Guard from all the way over by the Spine in here, and plenty of Seekers of the Sun like Nago. There's even some Beastmen, well, Beast women, I suppose, like that one over there. She's an Inada. They've been with us for a while now. Well, one of the smaller factions has. The rest won't have anything to do with us. We're no different from the Garleans to them. They keep to themselves, spending all their time crafting. Inada make the most amazing jewelry, by the way. They use magics to twist metals into crystal into shapes you wouldn't believe. It's a pity that people ever hardly get to see their work. But then most don't even know they exist. That's enough about them anyway. Let's take a closer look at the statue of Rauger, shall we? Yes, let's shall. Oh, so this must be an Inada. Let's go talk to this Chocobo Keep. Pick that up. Pretty awe-inspiring, isn't it? The Breaker of Worlds, who guided our ancestors to these lands all those centuries ago. Ida used to tell me the story on stormy nights. She wanted me to understand, to remember. At the end of the 5th Astral Era, when the waters rose higher and higher, people all across Eorzea beseeched the heavens for a sign, and lo, a burning star appeared in the eastern sky and led the way to these mountains of Gyr, Abania. They who were saved by his grace pledged honor to revere him, to devote themselves to the great works without and within. A storm of blood approaches fast, hells open, heavens weep, for no soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. The last part was inscribed on the stone by a monk of the Fist of Ralgr. Ida explained it to me. A day will come bringing strife and sorrow, that none may escape. Waste not these precious hours, but in quiet preparation make strong the body and mind. I don't know if that storm of blood is finally upon us, but if it is, I have to believe everything we've been through, everything that has led us up to this point, will see us through in the end. Ah, sorry, that was all a bit melodramatic, wasn't it? Let's keep moving, shall we? Off to the infirmary. Tread softly should you go inside. You wouldn't believe how many bandages we go through in a day. I pray we get more soon. I fear there may not be much I can do for this man. This is like where they treat all the injured soldiers. Oh, here's Y'shtola and Kryl. You two injured soldiers. Oh, here's Y'shtola and Kryl. You two are come to inspect their facilities. As you can see, they have done well to set aside this much space, but their supplies are insufficient. We examined the patients and offered what assistance we could. However, for many of their injuries, time in bed rest are the only effective treatments. Bastards got me in the shoulder. I've still the strength to stand on a battlefield, but I'm no good to anyone like this. Too many wounded, too little medicine, too much to worry about, so I don't. Instead, I pray every day for the fighting to end. This is the infirmary, as you can probably tell. Here's where the resistance healers patch up the wounded and tend to the sick. No matter how carefully we've planned our operations, casualties were inevitable. It's a sad thing to think about, but it's also important to remember the cost, as Conrad would say. We should go. I'll show you the Aetheryte Plaza next. Joke's on you, I've already been there. You live to learn off the land when you're in the Resistance. You'd be surprised what herbs people carelessly trample underfoot. Wait, is there a secret behind the waterfall? I gotta check. Nope, no secret. There's a bunch of people over here. Moaning about our dearth of supplies isn't going to change anything. It is up to me to find some way of replenishing our stocks, or people's lives may be at risk. Our fighters never know when they'll be able to take a meal. All I can do is try to make sure that when they do, they'll have something to look forward to. Might as well repair. When you've seen one aetheryte, you've seen them all, right? Not quite. This one's an older design, dating back decades to when the Fist of Rauger was still here. The Fist of Rauger? It may look a little different, but it works just as well as any other. I'll show you where the settlers are next, but don't forget to attune to the aetheryte before we go. Hardly surprising. Where there's war, there's profit to be had. Ah, excellent. They've no shortage of sutlers here, should we have need of their services. Arms, armor, potions, you name it. These folks have got it. The Resistance would be in a bad way without brave merchants to keep it provisioned. If you're short on anything, or if you need something repaired, these are the people to speak to. Oh, Alphino and Alizé are here. Why don't we see how they're getting along? A bargain struck. Alizé is nodding approvingly at the settlers. Come to take the measure of our friendly neighborhood merchants. They're a bold lot, that much is plain. If the Imperials found out they were peddling their wares to the Resistance, they would be lucky to escape with their lives. 'Tis a gamble, aye, and I admire their courage, but their motives could hardly said to be altruistic. Ah, here you are. I've been looking all over for you. We finished discussing your proposal, and we're ready to receive all back at the tent. I've sent someone to fetch Y'shtola and Kryl, so if you'd like to follow me.
Thank you all for waiting. We have reached a consensus. I, Conrad Kemp, do hereby accept the Eorzean Alliance's proposal. You must understand, however, that our cooperation comes with certain caveats.
Those caveats being...
I take no joy in this, just so you know. Were it within my power, I'd offer you more assistance. But the Resistance is far more fragmented than you realize. The men and women in my care belong to but one of many factions. Simply put, I can only speak for the people of Rolga's Reach. Now, I have every intention of appealing to the others, and I expect many will agree, but it will take time, and I cannot guarantee universal support.
Makes sense.
Understood. I shall see that the Alliance is under no misapprehensions as to your position.
Much obliged. But that's not the whole of it. As you can imagine, the loss of those who cast their lot with the Griffin left us short on numbers. Some of our most trusted veterans died at the wall, and we've had to fill their posts with the young and inexperienced. Frankly, everything's in a right bloody mess.
Oh, we'd be more than happy to help you get back on your feet. If we're going to work together, we'll be doing ourselves a favor.
Well, there's no shortage of work to be done, that's for sure. We're in dire need of new blood, too.
Ishtola and I could lend a hand in the infirmary. From what I saw, they could do with a few more healers.
Very well. I, for my part, shall return to the Rising Stones. I'm certain there are others among the Scions who would welcome the opportunity to fight for Alamegan liberation.
Is there anything else we can do to help?
I had something else in mind for you, Lot. Monargo and Mefrid will tell you more.
Nice.
Understood. We won't let you down.
Heh, as if there were any doubt. Now that you've dealt with the formalities, we can get to work. I'm glad you're with us, friend. Pinch me if I'm dreaming, because I'd swear it's finally happening. The whole of Eorzea, committed at last to the liberation of Alamigo. What a relief. For a moment there, I wasn't really sure which way it was going to go. Right then, Monargo and Mefrid are to be our keepers. Knowing not of what they require, one task is as good as the other. Make your choice, Jaguar. Your Aether Compass by now be used to locate Aether currents in your regions. Nice. We got 2 quests here. Familiar face forgotten. A friend of a friend in need. Guess I'll just accept both and see where each leads me. Familiar face forgotten. Mifrid cannot help but wonder if you remember who he is. The name sounds familiar, but I don't remember. At the risk of repeating myself, it's still hard for me to believe that we'd meet here again here of all places. Though I reckon you probably don't remember me after all this time, eh? Yeah, not really. Well, you see... No, 'twas a lifetime ago. There's no need to apologize. But know that down in Quarry Mill, we didn't forget about you, nor the lives you saved. As for me, I went to Little Alamigo while Galleon was recovering. Gundobald was my former commander and old friend, and I had a lot on my mind. In the end, I decided to disband our unit. I told the men to live their lives as they saw fit. Some chose to remain in Little Alamigo, and others went to Ul'dah for work. But as you can see, I chose to come back to Garibania and join Conrad and the others. I've kept busy since then, ferrying people and provisions across the border and back. It's not been easy, but it's been fulfilling. Today, however, we'll be heading east into the peaks. Conrad thinks we might have luck finding new recruits in the village of Alagana. Alagana? If you're going there, you're taking me with you. Ah, that's right. You're from Alagana, aren't you, Elise? By all means, we'd welcome the company. There'll be more to it than just asking around. But we can talk about it on the way. Make your preparations and meet me by the tunnel to the peaks. He must have been someone from A Realm Reborn, I think, that we helped. Vaguely remember that. A friend of a friend in need. Before she tells you of her mission, Monago has a few things she would like to say. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you and the Scions again for patching me up after I bled all over your floor. I owe you my life, and I won't forget that. Furthermore, it was rude of me to run off without saying a word. It's all well and good me claiming my duties here couldn't wait, but a parting thank you was the very least you deserved. My apologies. And thank you. Now, to business. Commander Kempson entrusted me with a formal reply to be hand-delivered to the Alliance leadership. It covers everything we discussed, as well as detailing the disposition of our forces. What I need is an escort, 1 or 2 men at most, so we can make it to the wall swiftly without attracting undue attention. Very well, I shall join you on this. General Alden commands the forces at Castrum Oriens. It should be simple enough to see it into his hands. Great, that's just what I wanted to hear. When you're ready to depart, meet me at the pass leading out of the Reach. Got a blue quest over here. That there is a sightseeing log, unless I'm mistaken. Do you perchance know a woman named Millith? Ha, what are the odds? Millith is my niece, lest you wonder. She has told me much and more about you in her letters. Ah, but where are my manners? Ulgar Ironheart at your service. I'm an explorer like most of the clan, and my niece bade me share with you such knowledge I have accumulated. Here, lend me your log. Let's see now. Definitely there, and there. And there, and there. Yes, that ought to suffice. My explorations have taken me far and wide, but dearest to my heart are the regions of Alamigo, putacious in their ruggedness, and the lands of the Far East, glorious in their diversity. There are many wondrous sights to be seen in these places, and I've written down the directions to them. Some will prove more difficult to reach than others, but if you're even half as resourceful as Millith says you are, I'm confident that you will find them all. And with that, I shall leave you to resume your adventures. Go forth, my friend, and take in such breathtaking vistas as even my father, the great Roddard Ironheart, could not see in his lifetime. Alright, we've got Stormblood vistas. I guess I'll start with this quest since it's right here. Let us defer to Monago with regards to the route. While we could just as easily head back the way we came, there could be any number of reasons why we should not. Got everything you need? Good. Then let us be off. Oh, this music. I'm liking this. Why have we stopped? Is aught amiss? Quiet. Hear that? That was a ceruleum engine backfiring. Imperials. Ye gods, that you have preternatural senses. I didn't hear a thing. When you grow up hunting in these lands, you learn to discern the sounds that can mean life and death, be they of a predator or patrol. From what I'm hearing, we have a 7-man patrol augmented with single Magitech armor, wide search pattern, divided into 2, no 3 teams. I don't think they know we're here. It's risky, but we should split up and try to take them all by surprise at the same time. We don't want them calling reinforcements. 3 teams, 3 of us. Nothing for it then. Where are they? Head north. You should see them long before they see you. I'll deal with the ones to the south. The armor should be just to the west. Jaguar's best equipped to deal with that. We attack in 5. That should be enough time to get in position. Rendezvous on the west bank after. Any questions? No? Then good luck. Guardians. Easy. Pleased to report that the Empire is short 3 soldiers. Not that any self-respecting legatus would be sorry to lose them. It looks like everything went to plan. Not that I'm surprised. The 3 soldiers I faced didn't put up much of a fight. Most of the Imperials we get here are conscripts from other provinces, with little training and even less conviction. It's grim work, killing men and women like that. But don't doubt they'd do the same to you if the roles were reversed. And don't you dare pity a man in armor. Conscript or no, a soldier piloting one of those can kill a dozen good men in the blink of an eye. Not that I need to tell you, after what happened in the wall. Signed, sealed, to be delivered. Nago would like nothing more than to continue on to Castrum Oriens. Right. I believe we've rested long enough. We should resume our journey before someone notices their missing patrol. More soldiers. I didn't think they'd come this far west, but better to be safe than sorry. We're clear. Only Alliance patrols ahead. You said the forces at Castrum Oriens were under the command of Flame General Rabon Alden, did you not? By the Ralger, the Bull of Alamigo himself, I'd never dreamed I'd have a chance to meet the legend. Oh yeah, Rabon is kind of famous. Pippin. I returned from a survey of the wall but a moment ago. We have yet to recover Palpamino's personal effects, but I am sorry to say. But you may rest assured that we will notify you and yours the moment we do.
It is good to see you again, my friends. I hope you are here to tell me you have made contact with the Resistance.
We are, General. Allow me to introduce Monago of Rolga's Reach.
At your service, sir. And may I say what an absolute honor it is to stand before the Bull of Alamigo.
These are not the Blood Sands, girl. You and I are but soldiers on a battlefield fighting for the same cause.
As you say, General. On behalf of Commander Kemp of the Alamigan Resistance, I present to you our formal response.
Good. I'm glad we've reached an accord. Though I was not aware you had suffered such losses.
Aye. Some of our finest took part in the Griffin's doomed assault, and we've been struggling to find new recruits ever since. The massacres cast a pall over the whole Resistance, and many who might once have been open to joining us have since thought better of it.
After all of the Griffin's false promises, one can hardly blame them. They have no desire to give their lives for a lost cause.
We will not lie to them. This is war, and lives will be lost. Yet what we offer is not the fever dream of a madman, but true hope.
The people need proof of this, Father. Let us show it to them.
I say we stand shoulder to shoulder with our new allies and engage the Garleans in open warfare. The Resistance must demonstrate that they can hold their own against Imperial regulars. And with our assistance, I am confident they can do just that. If we can achieve even a token victory, I believe it will serve to rekindle the hope of the Alamegan people and inspire them to rise up once more.
So we're gonna go destroy some random Garlean base somewhere? That sounds fun.
Aye. Once word spread that we'd won a battle against the Garleans, I'd wager we'd have new recruits flocking to us from malms around. The question is, when and where do we strike?
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked. I have a plan.
Our scouts recently informed me of an interesting development at the Castellum Villadina, namely, the arrival of a shipment rumored to have come from the research and development facilities near the capital containing prototype Magitech armor. It is our assessment that this armor is to be field tested here, most likely against Alliance forces, mayhap before the day is out. Damn it all, more Magitech weapons? That's the last thing we need. Your concern is not unwarranted, but we shouldn't need it. But we need to despair just yet. The shipment is thought to have contained a single heavy unit and 1 or 2 support units. With a well-laid ambush, we are confident we can destroy them all, hindering their development and delaying future deployment. Should we carry this out as a joint endeavor with the Resistance, they will have their rallying cry. It would mean dropping all pretense about the Alliance not wanting to go to war with the Empire, but you'd have a lot more folk willing to stand up and fight if they knew they weren't alone, and you were going to have to do it eventually anyway. Exactly, and so what I propose is simple. We harry their patrols to bait them into bringing whole prototype weapons to the East End, where our Resistance allies will take them from behind. Simple indeed, and well within our capabilities. I see no reason to delay, especially if a field test is imminent. What say you? Assuming the Vice Marshal's intelligence is accurate, I agree with his assessment and fully support his plan. I shall notify my comrades at once. Understood. I shall have one of my men bring you the details of the plan anon. And we, for our part, will be fighting with the Alliance, yes? I somehow doubt you were intending to sit this one out. Best served with cold steel. Rabon knows exactly what he would like you to do. We've been careful to avoid Nidus shows of force this side of the wall. That's all about to change, and when it does, you may be sure that they'll send their new toys out to entertain us. I would ask you to participate in this operation, but from that look I see, it is a foregone conclusion. My thanks. Per Pippin's plan, we need to turn East End into Imperial Graveyard. You're a dab hand at this, and I'd be a fool to not use you. Head to this spot on your map, right here, aye. A patrol should be along shortly. Deal with them, and then rendezvous with the rest of us at this location. Go well, Jaguar. what's over here. A lot of back and forth so far. That's alright, because I get to listen to this beautiful music. Oh hey, it's an aether current under the bridge. Nab that real quick. All went to plan then? Good. Our scouts report that a unit escorting the prototype weapons has left Captain Castellum Villadina. The resistance is already in position, so we have but to wait for our guests to arrive. Alright, let's do this.
Things looked grim for us after Cartano, didn't they? Oh, how they doubted us. Yet here we are, right as rain, with fancy new toys to put through their paces.
It's the commander from earlier.
It's like all my name days have come at once. Well, 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 if it isn't Garland's little troublemaker. I can't wait to see the look on Xenos' face when I bring him your head. That is, if my secret weapons here don't grind it into mush. Attack!
Alright, let's beat this guy up again and teach him a lesson. Adder's flame, steal with the escort, leave the armored jaguar. Bugger me, is that General Aldin? Bahahaha. Oh no, the text is going so fast I can't read it all.
Get after them, damn you!
Got some spiders here.
Now I've gotcha.
Got more spiders. Heal Alice a bit. Throw a regen on her. Keep it up, lads. The thing won't take that much more. These people get my damage buff? They do. Epic. Oh, what is this?
You'll be weeping blood.
I'll point this into you. Okay, it went straight through you. I'm just gonna run. It's gone. Lead this into you again. Is that what made it blow up? Yeah, looks like it is. Oh, that did a lot of damage. Is that Ravon? That was awesome. Oh, we got 2 lasers now. He who fights and runs. What the? Who in the hells are you lot? For Alamigo, let none escape. Have them now. Forward, forward. You think you've won, eh? Hehehe. Then we go together. Uh-oh. Self-destruct initiated. There's no time to get safety. We must disable it. Alright. Hitting everyone with the damage boost. Hey, Raubon, you want to do that thing again that did a bunch of damage? Alright, we got it. No, no, no! My secret weapon!
Oh! Damn it all! Miracles of Magitech design, my arse! I passed harder stools than these piles of scrap. You'll pay for this. Mark my words, the next time we meet will be the last.
So he's running away again, like a coward.
Aye, run and tell your viceroy. The day belongs to Alamigo! Yeah! Yeah!
Well done, all of you. I'd call this operation a resounding success. Can't say I'm surprised. The Bull of Alamigo had an impressive military record before he went west, as I recall. Credit where it's due, Master Kempt. 'Twas Marshal Terrapin who made this plan, and all of you, Resistance and Alliance alike, who carried it out to perfection. Aye, that they did. Not a single casualty, for which I'm grateful beyond words. I've no doubt our comrades back at the Reach will feel the same. As will ours. It's been a pleasure, General. Until the next battle. Monago, I leave the Scions in your care. We shall return to the castrum then. Jaguar, Mistress Levier, once more you have my thanks. As Master Kemp said, until the next battle. The brute of an Imperial officer was a force to be reckoned with, wasn't he? A fool, mayhap, but he held his own against the Flame General. I heard the stories, but to actually see you in action, I almost found myself pitying the Imperials. Seriously though, it was inspirational. But you must be tired of hearing that, eh? I'll keep it simple then. Thanks for the help out there. Let your hearts fill with pride. Monago is ready to return to Rauger's Reach. Well, there's no reason to remain here any longer. Let's get back to the Reach. Oh, that's the wrong way. We've got another blue quest over here though. Let's go pick that up. Aether current as a reward. Magic technical failure. Captain Loskers has lost something very important. Jaguar Evergreen of the Twin Adders. Just the man I wanted to see. We've misplaced a number of Garlean drones taken from Belsar's wall. And by misplaced, I mean the damn things sprang to life and stormed out of the base. They need to be dealt with before any civilians come to harm. Being familiar with Magitech as you are, I can think of no one better to assist us. If you'd be willing to help, go and speak with Lieutenant Gnimpa. She is overseeing the initiative to terminate the drones. Jaguar Evergreen, your assistance is greatly appreciated. The drones were not in our possession for very long, but a cursory inspection showed they are made with a heretofore unknown metal alloy. They are all but impervious to traditional firearms, which is why we commissioned Garland Ironworks to fashion a weapon capable of penetrating their armor. It has since been fitted to a suit of Magitech armor, which I would ask you to pilot. If I'm not mistaken, this would not be the first time you've piloted one of these suits. It should take you no time, then, to familiarize yourself with the controls. Now, the drones were last sighted due east of here and to the north along the Veladina River. I fear that recapturing them is out of the question, so do whatever you deem necessary to stop them. Oh, we get to power one of these things, like in the Praetorium. Different attacks than the Praetorium. Got more. I like how the music just continued off from where it was before. Dead, all at once. Triple kill. And that's it. I think I can get off of this now. I think my mount is faster than that. Welcome back. I take it the drones have been disposed of then. Excellent work. We were quite fortunate for your presence. Save for Lieutenant... I'm just not going to bother pronouncing that. None of my men could even activate a suit of Magitech armor, let alone pilot one in combat. I only pray that it isn't to our detriment in the future. There are still plenty more of those drones out there along Belzar's wall, if any more of them should suddenly stir. At any rate, we will continue working with Garland Ironworks, so that should such a day come, we will be ready. Wait, I'm gonna take the Chocobo Keep. See what this place looks like from the skies. Oh, there's a little village here. There's the big tower. There's a little temple over there. That looks cool. Wonder what's in there. You didn't have to take part in the operation, but you did. You went above and beyond what was asked of you, without hesitation, and for that we owe you a debt. Our victory may not count for much in practical terms, but its symbolic value can't be overstated. Alliance and Resistance fighters came together to face an Imperial unit equipped with Garlemald's newest weapons, and smashed them. The people will remember this day. Aye, that they will, for it marks the beginning of something far greater than any single victory, the beginning of a campaign by a united Eorzea to drive the Garleans from our lands. Promises and platitudes might mean naught with our action, but the Alliance took the field and risked their lives for our cause. Ha! Think that the last time Gridanian troops trod this soil was more than a century ago, during the Autumn War, and that was to defend against our invasion. Ours is a long and bloody history, to be sure, and it gives me heart to see that despite our acrimonious past, we can still come together for the sake of the future. Well said, Commander. Which is why I intend to go from village to village and spread word of our victory and our new alliance. The people will flock to our banners. Just wait and see. Jaguar, Alice, I cannot thank you enough for your assistance. One glass done? Wait, what's a glass? I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Oh, water. Yeah, I finished a glass of water. I thought you were talking about something in-game. That's why I was confused. But yeah, I refilled it, so I'm on glass number 2. Ida and I were born in Alaganma, Ghana, though I can't say I remember much about it. If you're looking for the tunnel to the peaks, it's right this way. This tunnel will take us all the way to the peaks. We're on a mission for Conrad to Alagana. Clear the barricade, if you would. Aye, sir. Shouldn't take more than a moment. There are more villages out there than out here, but also more Imperials keeping a close eye on things. We'll need to tread carefully.
I remember the peaks of Girabania, silent watchmen that would stand long after we were gone. We came seeking allies to join us in the fight against the Empire. People who had had enough.
Whoa, there's
every possible
whole Garlean city over here.
Who had been treated like animals, day after day after day.
Guess that shows how long they've had control of Alamigo. This wasn't the work of the Garleans, but of Theodoric. His army massacred the monks here decades ago. By the time the Black Wolf arrived with his legion, it was already a ruin. We have a glamour in place here too, as you may have noticed. So far as the Imperials are concerned, this is not more than a testament to the savage impulses of a lesser race. Remember though, once we leave these ruins, we'll have no glamours to conceal us. The village is to the east. Keep watch for patrols as we move. Got some kind of temple over here. This one looks huge. Gods, look at that tower to the southeast. How long did it take them to build it? Yeah. Nary an Imperial in sight. That's a mercy. Alagana's due east, past that bridge. Follow me. It's not that much further. Look at these mantis-looking things. I couldn't have been older than 5 when we left this place. My memories are hazy at best. You can rest easy. We made it. This is Alagana. It feels strange coming home like this. I always imagined it would be... Oh, sorry. That has nothing to do with why we're here. We need recruits. Aye, we do. But as I said back at the Reach, it's a little more complicated than just asking for volunteers these days. As you know, we're short-handed because many of our people were taken in by the Griffin's promises and went to the wall, never to return. It wasn't just them, though. Folks from all over, including some of my former comrades, answered his call to arms. As for why we came to this particular village, it's rumored that Alagana lost a few youths as well. If there's truth to that, then there could be others sympathetic to the cause. Then again, after the Griffin's betrayal, they may be suspicious of outsiders claiming allegiance to the Resistance, and rightfully so. So with that in mind, how are we supposed to convince them to join? I mean, I know it wouldn't be as simple as giving them a speech in the village square. Not if you didn't want the place burned to the ground, no. You might as well piss in the Viceroy's eye. We'll need to be a good deal more circumspect than that. You never know when an Imperial spy is listening. Must speak with the Elder first. I know for a fact he can be trusted. We'll listen to what he has to say and decide what to do after. Sounds like a plan. Let's hope there are still some brave men and women here willing to fight. The prodigal daughter. Mefred would like to introduce you to the village elder. Friend, the village elder is over by the shore. No time like the present. Let's have a word. Let's get that aetheryte. Don't know you, traveler. You a merchant? You'll not find much custom here. Greetings and well met, Elder. Sincerest apologies that I did not send word ahead of our arrival. Too long have I been away from Alagana, and I would know of your recent troubles. Are you comrades with Mifrid? I see. Speak on, though I suspect I know your purpose. The Griffin came with many men and left many more. Such is the rumor. Is it true? You lit a fire in their hearts and then dangled a dream before their tired eyes, and I've come to steal away what few remain. The Griffin was a traitor and a madman, and we had no part in his schemes. We've made an agreement with the Alliance, and this time it will be different. This time? This time? Cold comfort to the dead and the ones they left behind. How much more must we give them before you've had your fill? But surely you hate the Empire as much as we do. They took our lands, our traditions, even our god. They demand a fifth of what little we've got left. I hate the bastards, with every fiber of my being. But hate's not enough, Mifrid. We can't keep doing this. I'll not tell anyone you came, but you need to go, now. Leave us be, and never return. You've got no right to speak to us like that. I've got a quarry that was producing barely enough to keep us fed, and that was before half our young men and women went off to die for your bloody cause. So yes, I've got every right to tell you to leave my village. No, you don't, because it's my village too, my home. What in the hells are you on about? Wait, I know those eyes. You're one of Curtis's girls. Lise Hext. And I'm here. I'm here to take back my homeland. Lise's last name drop. By Rauger, last time I saw you, you were... I don't even know if you were still alive. I never thought you would come. I almost didn't, and my sister never will. Lots of others won't either. That's why we've got to carry on the fight. Even sound like him. As you say, I've got no right to tell you to leave. Anagana is as much as your home as it is mine. But I say to you again, we can give no more. Yes, I heard you the first time. Let's go. This here's the leftovers, dust and gravel and the like. Us too, you might say. We've shaped the peaks, and they've shaped us in turn. We still receive orders for stone now and then, though they're so few in number I can more than handle them all myself. We didn't come here to fight. I hope I haven't made a mess of things. That could have been handled better, but what's done is done. At least we've been granted permission to stay. I was hoping Ragnfrid might help us to recruit some of his people, but that clearly isn't going to happen. If we're going to convince any of them to join, we'll first need to regain their trust. It's risky, and it's hardly subtle, but I say we approach the villagers directly, see what problems they've got, and if we can do anything to help. Makes sense to me. Let's split up and ask around. Death by 1,000 rocks. Angry Coeurl regards you with suspicion. A new face in Alagana. Huh. What would you ask of me then? Stranger and a generous soul besides? Bullocks. There's not more suspicious than a good Samaritan. On the other hand, if you were an Imperial agent, I'd expect you to go about your business with more discretion. Bugger me, you really are here to help, aren't you? Very well, I'll take you up on your offer, stranger. My little brother's working the rocks by Grimmin in it. He's got something for me. Can you go and get it? Right then. Frightened Coral is his name. Angry Coral and Frightened Coral. Ask him for the leftovers. He ought to understand. Hard country. Griseldis is here, but her mind is elsewhere. You'd best keep your distance, if you know what's good for you. Say your piece and move on. Looking for folks down on their luck? Congratulations, you found one. As you can see, my leg ain't what it used to be. Some days I can hardly walk for the pain. Mornings are the worst, especially after cold nights. Hard labors right out. Too much pain and trouble for others. There's tea that what helps with it, though. I'd need to grind a trapuli horn in a hornbill talon for the blend. Eh? You'll go and get some for me, just like that? You needn't trouble yourself so. Okay, so we've got to help some people now. Not very often we have visitors, but you're more than welcome, lad. Come to buy some stone, perhaps. Me? Not a great deal, honestly. I'm just a regular Alamegan, Onagana born and bred. I've been here through thick and thin. I was here when the Torn prospered thanks to the quarry. I was here when we suffered under the Mad King, and you can bet I was here when the Empire took our town for their own. My dear husband did in his lungs working in the quarry and passed away along with the industry he once belonged to. I have no more tears to shed. Alagana used to be a thriving quarry town. We had the finest stone and the finest quarriers. The village even supplied the stone used to build the royal palace. Plenty came from far and wide to make their fortune here. But once the Empire invaded, stone went out of fashion and cold, harsh buildings made out of metal sprung up everywhere. Nowadays, we struggle just to stay alive. Most of the houses here were cobbled together with stone taken from the remnants of the quarry. And some days there's not even enough food for one meal, never mind 3. Oh, Lisa's over here. And Mifrid. Seems to me there's less food to go around than last time I was here. I've not even done much today and I'm already knackered. Some days this village just saps the life out of me. Excuse me, but could I have a moment of your time? Eh? What's this about? Oh, there's like houses carved into the stone up here. Oh, the old joints aren't what they used to be. I can hardly believe I used to go up and down these slopes with ponces of stone in hand. Grave site. Oh hey, an ether current. I was just looking around the town and I happened to stumble into one. Nice. As I'm too weak to do any hard labor, Rigenfrid tasked me with managing village affairs. It's not the most enjoyable work, but when there's little enjoyable about Alagana in the first place. When the quarry stopped providing for us, we decided to build our homes in it instead. I've seen a crack or two appear in my walls lately, but I'd still put money on this house outliving me. All my friends left this village quite some time ago. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't considered joining them, but had I gone as well, there would hardly be any young people remaining. Well, that was quick. Only needed to kill one of those. I guess I should go and do this quest first. And then come back and turn both of them in. Oh, there's Frightened Coral, the brother of Angry Coral, was it? Here for the leftovers, are you? Not like my brother to send someone in instead, but so be it. It's all in the sacks over yonder. They're bleeding heavy, mind, so be careful when you pick 'em up. Cooking up a tasty stew to fuel our friend quarrying over there. I'd help him by taking up a pickaxe myself, but we'd end up with more stone than we could ever sell. There isn't that much demand for it nowadays. unconsciously heavy sacks. Alright, good. Now we can go and turn those 2 quests in. You've been gone a while. What brings you back to Alagana? Oh, I never meant to... I mean, in times like these, you never think people will actually... This country's hard on people, but it's not just that. The Imperials, they've made it known that I'm not to be helped. A dead man's good for one lesson, you know? Whereas a live one. You're with the Resistance, right? I suppose there's no reason not to tell you then. My father, God's rest his soul, was deathly sick at the time, and so I'd gone out into the forest, spear in hand, to gather herbs, and then I had the good fortune to run into an Imperial patrol. My weapon marked me as a rebel, or so they said. Not that it'd have made a difference if I'd fought back. I knew what the lot of them were about the moment the Centurion laid eyes on me. Didn't matter in the end, of course. Some people just liked to hurt others, and by the time I limped back to the hut, it was too late for my father. Too late for me too, and many others, I imagine. Help them too if you like. They'll be grateful and say thank you, but beyond that, I wouldn't hope for much. Ah, the new face. You have my leftovers? Well, I'll be. You actually went and brought the whole lot. Much obliged, much obliged. It's saltpeter for making fire sand, in case you're curious what it's all for. The rocks by the lakes have got good deposits. It ain't hard for my brother to pass for any other plotting quarryman, all the while sweeping bits and pieces off to the side to bundle up and to sell to the settlers what trade with the Resistance. It's a living, and a way of fighting back besides. Our way of spitting in from the Garlean side, of putting our father in an Imperial uniform and shipping him off to some faraway province 15 years ago. Don't know if he's dead or alive even. Though even if he were alive, he'd not be long for this world if we were caught fighting for the Resistance. So this is the best we can do. That's the long and short of it. We do what we can, though we know it's not enough. think you'll find that most folks here aren't much different. Everybody's got a reason, but at the end, the result is the same. I suppose I just wanted to let you know, wanted you to know is all, that we know why you're here, and that even if we can't join you, we wish we could. Understandable. So I guess we need to go somewhere else to find people to join us. A life more ordinary. Mifrid is hard at work trying to win over the villagers of Anagana. Ah, there you are, Jaguar. I've been trying to help the villagers deal with this food shortage of theirs. Recently, the Imperials have been swooping into villages unannounced and seizing supplies in order to prevent the people from stockpiling, in case they might be in league with the Resistance. It's not much, but I've taught them a few tricks to better hide what little they've got left. How's Lys getting on, by the way? You'd think people would be more inclined to trust a local girl, assuming they remember her, that is. No, I didn't mean to. And where were you these past 20 years? Where were you when we were being ground under the Black Wolf's boot? On the other side of this bastard wall, living the high life, I'll wager. That's not fair. Oh, and who's this? Another one of your freedom-loving friends, deigning to help us poor, unfortunate souls. Trying to whip us into a frenzy so we'll go and storm a castrum with our pickaxes and shovels. Leave, all of you, before you bring a cohort down on all of us. And you, don't you dare speak like you're one of us. You can't even begin to understand what we've been through. You weren't here, Lys. You weren't here. This is my home, and I love it with all my heart. And if you truly have any love for it too, you'll keep us out of your doomed rebellion. She has a point. No matter what I say or do, it doesn't change the fact that I left them behind. But this isn't about me, or anyone else. It's about Alamigo. Let's go and find Mifrid. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but... Looks like the Elder wasn't the only one unwilling to hear us out. Can't blame them, given what happened at the wall. I thought I might be able to appeal to them as a fellow... I don't know, but if anything, it just made them angrier. I haven't lived through it like they have. I can't claim to know the struggle like they do either, Lys. I ran too, but if I hadn't, I'd never met Jaguar or the rest of you. We might not be here today, in a position to make a difference. So I don't regret my choices, nor will I apologize for them. There's more than one way to fight. Help! Someone! Anyone! We need help! I don't like the sound of that one bit. Come on. Orkrata, the Trabutum, and the bloody Ratman, damn it all. You there, take a deep breath, and then tell us what happened. It was all business as usual. Tributum's due soon, and we were taking it to the Imperials when the Kikiern attacked. They took my brother and our money. Took him where? Ruins to the south of here. It was just an old temple before they came in. Listen, Rakrada's the only family I've got left. If I lose him, The ziggurat. If the Ratmen took him there, he's as good as dead. We've got to get after them. If there's even a chance her brother is still alive, we have to try. We can save him if we hurry. Come on. We've got to hurry. The gods only know what they could be doing to him. Shouldn't get our hopes up like that. Everyone knows the Ratmen eat their prisoners. You're right, Lise. We've got to help them. If not for the missing man, then for the tribunal. The Guardians won't suffer excuses if they're late. The color of angry Kikiern. Mifrid understands that you must act quickly to save Werkrada. So Werkrada's being held somewhere at the ziggurat to the south, which has been taken over by a host of Kikiern bandits. That about covers it then. Be prepared for a fight. They may not be the most challenging foes, but there's sure to be a lot of them. Let's go beat up some bandits. I've stumbled into like a town here. Welcome to Byron's Bread. Come to buy some of our produce, have you? Keep myself busy farming these lands, although it's hardly the most fertile of soil, and every year the harvest worsens. Some days I just want to give up. That being said, it's not as if we can all float on working at the quarry like the old days. No, we'd all be better served looking towards the future. Our children would not thank us for clinging to the past. It's a farm created by my grandfather, Byron. When the quarrying industry began to decline, he chose me to become a farmer, so he could keep providing for his family. The name Byron's Bread came to be after the villagers developed a saying, every mother in Alagana knows their bread is buttered by Byron. Grandpa actually passed away before he managed to reap his first harvest. He left him to the father and I, and we did our best to make it a success. I'll never forget what Grandpa did for us. His blood and sweat cultivated this land. I would disgrace his memory were I to abandon it. Oh, my poor back. I spend every waking hour working these rocky fields, and for what? One of the most pathetic harvests I've ever seen. There must be some use I can find for this pile of hay. Oh, so this is that temple-looking thing that we saw earlier. Please, let me go. I'm begging you. I don't want to die. Hear that? I think it came from the top of the ziggurat. Oh. Is there evil kicker? With glowing red eyes. Those goggles? Who dares come to loot our man flesh? Ours to eat. Ours to eat. We knew it would come to this. Kill them quick before they alert the others. This is steep. Oh hey, ether current. Cool. By Ralger, what did I ever do to deserve this? I've gone to bed hungry for months. I'm skin and bones. I'd hardly make a snack, much less a meal. Oh, you found him. But wait, are you here to rescue me? Your sister sent us. It's going to be alright. My sister. Oh, Rauger be praised. She's safe. And you lot fought your way in here just for me. To think there are still good, brave folk in this world. We should go before the Kikirin return in force. Do you still have the Tributum? Oh gods, the Tributum. The Imperials will be wondering where I am. I have to go. What, right now? In your condition? You don't understand. We were given a warning last month for being short. If I don't make it in time, there's no telling what will happen to me and my sister. I and like him are barely considered people under Imperial rule. They're to work hard and pay their taxes, and if they don't, there will be 7 hells to pay. Beatings, imprisonment, enslavement. And as for your womenfolk, well... I'm glad we saved him, but in seeing him run like that, I've got a bad feeling about this. The Black Wolf's pups. Lisa has never been one to ignore her conscience. Listen, Jaguar, Mifrid, I think we need to go after Workrada. Wait, you'd better not be thinking of stopping him. You heard what he said. If they don't pay one way, they'll pay another. I know that, I do, and I don't want to interfere. I just want to see that he makes it there safely. If that's the sum of it, then fine. Let's head down and see if we can't pick up his trail. Under closer inspection, you find nothing of interest. Withered flowers. Nothing of interest. Rotting vegetables. Chocobo feather, now that should be something important. In the dirt, you spy a chocobo feather. Any luck? Chocobo feather, is it? Aye, by my reckoning, it came from Rukrada's bird. In which case, there's a collapsed bridge just around the bend. Hug the rocks and stick to the shadows. We'll find him soon enough. Can they really see us all the way up here in the tower? Any minute now, I expect he'll come thundering round the bend, and hear that? Get to cover quickly now.
Are they Imperials?
Worse. Skulls. Listen, Lise. Whatever happens, stay hidden and do not intervene. Understood?
Skulls.
What?
You there! Halt! You know you shouldn't be here. Explain yourself.
Forgive me, sir. I came to deliver the tributum.
Oh, aye. A likely story. Only a fool would dare to come so late. Or, mayhap, a resistance spy.
No, you've got it all wrong. I was waylaid by bandits. It's not my fault.
I said halt!
Oh.
Is this a joke? You don't seriously expect us to believe this is a fake? How stupid do you think we are?
It is, I swear, on my mother's life.
Spare us. You came late, you lied about bandits, and then you tried to cheat the Empire of its due.
Think you can kill them all? including the ones watching from the tower. Even if you did, others would come for him and his family. You'd be condemning them all to a life of hard labor, assuming they didn't just execute them, that is.
Yeah.
But it isn't fair.
Oh, dude.
Your bloody fault we're stuck out here patrolling this god's-forsaken wasteland. It's your fault I have to listen to people go on and on about how Alan Egan's can't be trusted. I've worked and toiled harder than any man. I'm a citizen, goddammit. And what are you? A stupid, stubborn little dog who'd sooner bite the hand that feeds him and pine for the good old days.
That's enough! Lord Xenos is expecting our report.
Man, I already want to kill these people.
I bet the poor bastard can't believe his luck. He gets to go home. We should do the same.
We could have done something instead of just letting it happen. I'd heard their commander was keen-eyed, but gods, that was a near thing. Tears me up inside to see our own kinsmen doing the bidding of the Viceroy, but they made their choice. If it comes to it, I'll cut down every last one of them myself. Oh, so they're Alamegans who chose to take work for the Empire. Homeward bound, Mefred has no wish to linger unnecessarily. Orkrada's alive, and the tributum's been paid. That's all that matters for now. I, for one, would rather not wait around and see if the skulls decide to return. We'd best get back to Ghana and tell Verganfrid his man's got the job done. We owe you a debt of gratitude for what you did. Orkrada told me everything, how you fought with the Kikirin and saved his life. For all the good it did, we saw what happened when he met with the skulls, how they beat him half to death. We could have stopped them. Aye, I reckon you could. Mefred's a warrior, as is your comrade, and you're strong, like your father. That much is plain. But I think, Raugr, you did not, because it would not have ended with them. Orkrada and his sister would have been branded insurgents, if not the whole lot of us. Bones heal, scars fade, but the dead remain dead, or alive, and that's more than can be said for it, and only the gods know how many others. That's enough for you, is it? To put up with whatever they do to you, so long as you get to see another day. That's right. You grit your teeth and you learn to live with the pain. I'll admit I was quick to judge you, Lise, and for that I apologize. I know you and yours mean well, I do, but I'm telling you, God's in the heavens as my witness, that we've got nothing left to give. We can't help you. I understand. Thank you for your honesty. She may say it, but it doesn't mean she doesn't mean it, nor would I expect her to. Her father was stubborn as an ox too. She's set on walking the same path. I but pray she won't follow it to the same end. Well, she took it better than I anticipated, which isn't saying much, I suppose. We should go and see if she's all right. Where'd she go? There she is. And there's our stray. Mayhaps you should take the lead in this, Jaguar. Sorry about running off like that. Megan's terrorizing their own. I just can't accept it, you know? No matter what he thinks, they shouldn't have to put up with it. Day after day after day. I'm not completely naive, you know. I didn't expect them to storm a castrum with their pickaxes and shovels, or whatever it was. But nor did I expect Warkrata to just lie there in the dirt while they kicked him. I can't claim to know their pain. I barely remember this place, or even my father's face. But I remember Ida's. I remember how sacred she was when we ran. How scared she was when we ran. And that look in her eyes when she talked about home. Her home, but not mine, is it? There you are, Lise. I've been looking all over for you. Oh? Well, you found me. Got something else to say? Aye, that I do. I, said some things to you before that I shouldn't have. It wasn't my place to do so, and I'm sorry. All that rubbish I spouted about how I loved my village, but when one of ours was in need, I was cowering here with all the others. I didn't even think to go after Warkrata, but you did. Made me feel like the bloody hypocrite I am. If I truly cared for my people, I'd fight for them. So I will, if you'll have me. Yeah, of course. You're asking to join the resistance. When you put it like that, I suppose I am. But not just me. There are others who've been thinking about it for a while now. There's not many of us, and we're not hardened warriors, but like you lot, but if your heart bleeds for Alamigo, then that's good enough for me. You and yours are more than welcome at Ralger's Reach. Thank you, sir. I won't forget this. You won't regret this. I'll go and speak with the others and send word when we're ready. Still think this isn't your home? No, I was just thinking out loud. And with that, my friends, our mission is concluded. Let us return to the Reach. So we did manage to get some people from this village after all. Let's fly back to Rauger's Reach. First of all, allow me to commend you both on a job well done. Though nothing went according to plan, we nevertheless managed to attract some new recruits, and it was your passion and conviction that moved them to join. Thank you. No, thank you for giving me an opportunity to find out what our humble people have been through these past 20 years. It's been humbling and troubling too. I'd heard about the skulls, but that was the first time I'd seen them in the flesh. I know you say they're the same as any other Imperial soldiers, and maybe that's all I have to think of them myself if our paths ever cross on the battlefield, but when, not if, the day will come, Lise. Can't afford to hesitate when it does. Young, old, conscript, citizen, Garlean, Alamegan, none of that matters. They've all got their reasons, but they're no better than yours, especially when they're bearing down on you, blade in hand. Saying that, I don't want to kill them any more than you do. If I could convince them to lay down their arms, I would. Sadly, I've never been much of a talker myself, but who knows, maybe you could be one, Lise. Your father certainly was. Right then, I'd best begin preparing for these new recruits, Jaguar. Lise, it's been a good pleasure. Alright, on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream for the night. Thank you for joining me here tonight. Yeah, great having you around. I'll probably be streaming at some point over the weekend, not sure when. But I will see you later. Good night.